Why should you be so confident about starting your very own travel business right now, especially with the travel franchise and not just travel? Plus, find out what makes us the #1 travel opportunity for anyone looking to get started in the travel industry for the very first time. All that to come during this video, especially for you. Now, my name is Steve Witt, co-founder of Not Just Travel and the Travel Franchise. Now, today we're going to be telling you all about some great things that have been happening over the last few days as we had our conference that wasn't a conference, as we took over a training session over in Birmingham where hundreds of our travel consultants, our franchisees, came along, especially for what we called our New Year, New Start training event. But we couldn't help ourselves. We had to share just so many of the great things which are happening in our business right now. So we actually did take over a lot of the training, turned it into a mini conference, and had a lot of fun in the process. So during this session, we're going to share some of those great insights with you because there was a lot to share. And we're going to tell you why you should be so confident about the travel industry and the travel franchise as a great way of getting started for the very first time. So if that sounds like something you'd like to learn a little bit more about, give me the thumbs up, give me a little like on screen right now. If you're watching live or watching this later, please just give me a little like. Let us know it's what's interesting you, and we'll share a lot more with you. So thank you very much for hitting that like button. Just helps us know who's watching and that you are interested. Feel free to also ask questions and tell us where you're calling in from or watching from right now as well, because we love to know those type of things. So coming up, I'm going to introduce you to quite a few of the people who were at the event live on Saturday. In fact, it was a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to share some insights with you to that. Over the course of the 2 days, we actually had over 200 of our franchisees, travel consultants, delegates join us for a fantastic event, all of course socially distanced and kept nice and safe, COVID friendly, because we like to demonstrate it's easy to do these things if you follow the right precautions, just like it's super easy to travel right now. I've been lucky enough to travel a few times over the last few months to some fantastic destinations in the world and actually felt incredibly safe doing so. If you've traveled, of course, give me a thumbs up and or a like now on screen as well, because I'd love to know if you've been traveling over the last few months, or if indeed you're looking to go on holiday in the next few months or this year. Would love to know that as well. So like I said, loads of people joined us for that 2-day event. Plus, we had nearly 40 of our trade partners, our suppliers, join us over the 2 days as well to get to know our travel consultants. And that's a really important part of our business, that relationship as well. And we had and shared a lot of big announcements with our delegates because there was so much going on in our business. So, like I say, coming up, we're going to share a lot of those with you. We are going to start, though, by talking to Paul and hearing his insights, because Paul started the day by giving us a little look back at what's been happening during the last sort of year, 2 years in the business, and looking forward to what we have to look forward to over the next 12 months within our business. You're going to love this. Stay tuned, and let's head on over to Paul for an update.
Thank you, Steve. And I'll do my best to summarize what was such an eventful and kind of feature-packed day. So I'll try to keep this as brief as I can. But every year at Not Just Travel, we have a New Year, New Start training. We gather together the beginning of a new year to new mindset, new mentality, new hopes, goals, dreams, and what have you. And also it's the peak period in travel. Excuse me. So it's a time to really kind of press that reset button, do some training, get everyone kind of pumped up and motivated. This year, we decided to do things differently. We wanted to do less training and more kind of inspiring people, really getting into their kind of heart and mind and showing them the possibilities and where we're going as a business. So we wanted to make this a new year, new start, new vision. This is the new Not Just Travel coming out of COVID, coming out of the kind of the hell of the last 2 years in the travel industry, and coming into this kind of golden period, because as you may have heard me say before, after the storm comes a rainbow, and the whole travel industry is looking for a golden period now, a 1, 2, 3, who knows how long it'll last, but a golden period of 2-3 years possibly, where we can take advantage, because the UK right now, we've got 65 million Britons who've been stopped from going on holiday. You know, a fraction of them, the more risk averse ones, went away kind of second end of last year, but a lot of people have not been away yet and they want to. We want to take advantage of that. So Not Just Travel has become the leader in the UK in terms of taking someone who's never worked in travel before and turning them into a business owner, a home-based entrepreneur, and a travel consultant. You know, we give you this travel business. And we've already established that milestone. We've been operating kind of on a fully time basis for 8 years. We started in 2010, 2013, our business model, as you see now. And our message to our franchisees is that was phase one. That was the growth period, the pioneering period. That's when we started. We kind of began to know what we didn't know. We put stuff in place. We built the business. We built systems. We built technology. But now COVID, as bad as it's been, it's also been good. It's allowed us to think. It's allowed us to assess. It's allowed us to plan and create a new vision. And we come out of COVID now with what we've said is phase two of Not Just Travel. This is almost like a new company, a new beginning. We've just invested, we just announced publicly a £1 million extra investment in our business. Even though travel hasn't truly exploded yet, this kind of rainbow hasn't started yet, we've invested £1 million on key personnel, key hires in the business structure on a senior management level that we need to fulfill our goals and dreams moving forward. So 3 of these people, they were announced at the conference or the event, I should say. It's not a conference. They were announced at the event on Saturday. We also announced that our annual conference will be moved from Christmas, where we typically have a Christmas party, to June. It's the 10th, 11th, and 12th of June in the Cotswolds, and more information will be given over the kind of the destination and the hotel. But save the date, 10th, 11th, 12th of June. And at that conference, we're going to be launching a lot of the things that we teased people with during this conference. Or during this event, I should say. So we started with our new head of operations and experience. A lot of investment is going into the operational side of our business, our paperwork, our customer service, our experience, customer service with our franchisees, as well as customer service with the end customer. And a lot of investment, a lot of change, technology, things to help us. We shared that we will have potentially new apps and new things that are going to be developed and what have you further down the line. So we introduced you to Laura Simpson, our new head of sales and operations. Laura came on. She has a stellar track record in this industry. She joined us 6 weeks ago and she's made big changes already, huge improvements, and she's just getting her feet under the table. And Laura was involved with some meetings. We were very, very impressed with her and how she dealt with everybody. And we're excited by that appointment because it was truly needed to move us to the next level. We then announced a brand new position to Not Just Travel, a Chief Revenue Officer. And Steve and I, we've been interviewing for many, many weeks now. We had 89 applicants, and we've chosen a guy who was the managing director of 3 companies in the UK, 3 household names, not just 3 little companies, 3 household names. And he's now a guy called Marcus Jones. He's in now, he's started already, and he's our new Chief Revenue Officer. And Marcus spoke to everybody at the event and they were enamored with him. We had many people coming up saying how impressed they were and how excited they were and what a great addition it was. And Marcus is going to be involved and in charge of strategy and planning. And one of his remits is to build our business development team. We call them partnership managers. We have 4 currently. We want 10 at the end of this year, 30 at the end of 3 years. We're investing in our franchisees. You build the people. To build the business, you build the people. You know, to build the business, you build the people. And so we are investing in tools, systems, technology, and people, mentorship, training, specialists in certain areas that we're going to bring to the table that our franchisees can leverage and utilize and maximize and build their own dreams as well. So Marcus, a big addition to the team. We then introduced a lady called Jenny Farrington. And Jenny comes from she's going to be the new director of the travel franchise, the marketing director of the travel franchise. And Jenny, again, has a stellar track record. We've interviewed many people, great people But Jenny was a standout candidate. She's taken a little known franchise, a cleaning franchise, so not a sexy franchise, if you like, taking a little known franchise to become number 7 in the UK, beating companies like Burger King and Subway, huge brands. And we were so impressed with Jenny and the work she's done. We didn't just take her word for it. We had her demonstrate what she's done, show us what she's done, and kind of prove what she's telling us. And within 20 minutes of that particular interview, we were sold. And Jenny came on stage, spoke to everybody, and I think the standout thing that everyone got from her was her passion, enthusiasm. It just kind of spilled into everybody. A great addition to our business, because as the travel franchise side of our business grows and we attract new people and kind of better people, and we create new packages and new opportunities, then the not just travel side of our business will grow, because the investment will be shared and we'll be pumping that investment into new technology and tools and systems and the like. So that phrase, as the tide rises, all ships sail, really applies to this. It doesn't matter if what we're doing, if not just travel, if it doesn't apply to one franchisee, if they think, oh, that's not going to affect me. Yes, it is. Everything affects you, because it makes the business bigger and better and stronger. So Jenny was someone we announced, and then we announced we are recruiting a new not just travel marketing director. And this person's going to be in charge of creating all of the tools, the systems, the technology that our franchisees, our travel consultants will get access to. So Marcus will, if you like, will build on the strategy and ask for certain things, whether that be communication mechanisms, sales tools, apps, new websites, wherever it be. Marcus and his training team will need that. The marketing team, it will be their job to provide it, to supply it, and then Marcus can do the training with our franchisees on how to use it and go out there into the marketplace. So it's a real kind of team effort, and it's very exciting, a kind of a new plan moving forward. So that person will be in situ very soon. Steve and I, we said we want to have these 5 key hires in place for the end of Q1. Well, we've got 3 of them already, and interviews on the way for the other 2. The other position is in our finance team, in head of finance, because that's an important position for the company. So we're recruiting hard for that as well. So the message is clear. The investment right now, the £1 million worth of investment, extra million, is for here and now. But as these senior management people come into the business, they're going to want teams themselves. They're not going to do it all. They're going to need, they're the chiefs. They're going to need the Indians to do a lot of the work as well. So more investment and exciting times ahead. So that was one of those that was part of the event, if you like. Another part of the event is talking about launches that we're doing in terms of not just travel. So as our business is about entrepreneurship, it's about being better, striving to achieve goals and aspirations. And so we are offering our franchisees, our travel consultants, a VIP program, a new program, where essentially we're saying, if you hit targets, if you hit goals, you will unlock new features and benefits, and commissions will pay you more. We'll give you more information. We'll treat you differently. You'll become a VIP partner rather than just a franchisee, if you like. You'll get access to much more stuff. You'll get account managed. So when I use the word targets, this is your business. We're not your boss. You don't have to do anything. But what we're saying is we'll put this kind of carrot in front of you. And if you achieve this, we'll give you more. And that went down a storm, as you can imagine. But what Steve announced also is not only will you unlock higher commission rates, we are creating a brand new share pool, which you will be able to participate in earning the profits of the company. So we'll put a share pool together for people in our VIP program. Not only will you earn the money you make as a franchisee, but you can earn a percentage of the profits of Not Just Travel as well. It's fantastic. And again, that was very well received. But there'll be some people in the audience who think, well, maybe I won't reach those big heights, those higher positions and attain those levels, so I can't participate in the share program. Yes, you can. So I followed Steve by announcing that we're going to have a Not Just Travel share option program as well. To date, our company is debt-free. We're very proud to be able to say that to you, especially after the pandemic. Steve and I own 100% of the share offering. We've had offers to buy part of the company in the past by some of our partners. We've had recent offers to invest by venture capitalists, and also to buy the company by one of our suppliers. And these are multi-million pound offers. These are not little offers. They were life-changing offers, but we've refused, we've declined them. Why? Because we believe in our business. We believe in the people. We've built something that's going to change many lives. It is changing lives. We don't want to cut and run now. Our commitment is here. It's solid. And not only are we committed, and this is proof, this is not just words, this is proof that we're committed. It's proof that we're investing more, but we also want people to be part of the success and the journey. So we're going to set a certain amount of shares available in the company. So not only can you earn money by being in Not Just Travel, but you can put your money to work and earn off all of the efforts of the company as well. As we as a parent company, as we now really bring in huge talent from across the UK, we headhunt people, real A players and world-class people with new skills, new thinking, new experiences, real track records of success. We're going to open up new opportunities for us as a company and for our franchisees individually. But even if we do a kind of a joint venture, for example, with a big corporate company or whatever, anyone in the share pool or the share option program will benefit because they're sharing in the profits of the business. So this, for those that are savvy and understand how business and money works, you want to put your money to work, not you to work. And that's the way to kind of create true long-term wealth. So that's very exciting for everybody as well. So these are just tease you with some of the things we talked about. We introduced you to many people. Dave and Ben came on and did a great training for those who are kind of newer to our business and still wanted those kind of dots joining and what to do during the next kind of weeks and months and what have you. But from Steve and myself, our message was loud and clear. We're here. We've survived COVID and thrived. We have a new plan, a new vision. We will be expanding rapidly. We're bringing a new senior management team in place. Steve and I no longer want to work in the business. We want to work on the business and open up all these new possibilities. We introduced everybody to Daley Thompson, our brand ambassador, and Daley was great. He's taken photographs with everyone that they've been sharing on social media and what have you. But we've got some big plans in store for Daley now that we're going to have 2 marketing directors, one in either side of our business. They'll know how to utilize his celebrity status, double Olympic champion, CBE, and there's big things coming from a marketing perspective in that area. But for our franchisees, we want them to know not only are we the best right now, but we think we're not doing enough. We want to be better, and we're going to invest, and we're going to improve, and we're going to offer new opportunities, new products, services, technology, like I've mentioned, new people to learn from, new mentorship. Steve and I want to get back where we know everybody. We're going to create new travel opportunities for everybody because we know our franchisees love to travel. So Steve, I hope that summarizes everything. I don't know how long that took, but it was a lot to summarize, as I'm sure you can imagine. And I'm sure I probably missed something there as well. We ended the evening with a massive party. I'll leave you to share a little bit more about that, but hopefully people can see Not Just Travel has gone through its apprenticeship and now is a big grown-up company, and we're going to go and reach for the stars. And we're right at the beginning, and it's perfect timing because the industry in the world right now, with this COVID rebound period upon us, this kind of golden period, we couldn't have picked a better time, and we're ready, and we're willing, and we're excited.
So I'm joined by Dave. Now, Dave was our host for the day, so probably the most important part of the whole day, because you're the person that started and ended the whole thing for us, Dave, and had the grand job of making sure the whole event ran to time and without hitch. So let's start there. You're the first person on stage. How was it?
Yeah. Well, do you know what, Steve? The first word that came into my mind was Zoomless. And it was so great. I mean, just the energy of having that many people in a room. The last couple of years we've been working on Zoom a lot, but having the energy of people in the room was just amazing, and it was great to get back to that sort of environment,
And you were looking out across, I mean, if anyone's seen the photos on Facebook, they'll know the room was absolutely packed. There wasn't an empty seat. What was that like?
Energy, Steve. It was great. I could just about see the back. As you say, it was a massive room, and you could, just could feel the energy and feeding off people's energy, and throughout the session was just amazing.
So you were the host, but you also had
Yeah.
two other sort of important roles to play during the day.
Mm.
One was training, and the other was we
Yeah.
had some fantastic guest interviews. So let's start with
Yeah.
talking about the training.
Yeah.
Let's sort of share some insight as to what we did there.
Yeah, 100%. So, we're at the beginning of a new year. Not only was it great to have everyone in the room, but in the first week in January, with all the extra sort of incentives in the market at the moment and people's confidence really coming back, it was great to not sit down, but stand up with all those people and do some planning. It's really helping people setting their objectives for the year, talking about what they wanted to achieve. And we actually did a visioning exercise with people to stand at the 31st of December 2022 and look back at the year and to see what they wanted that to look like. And then we helped them break their objectives down. So we talked about figures, we talked about marketing, about where customers were coming from, and also we talked about what was selling and what was popular. So it was that's real stick in the ground, Steve, to help people plan for the year in a year which has started brilliantly for the travel industry with lots more confidence in the market.
And that's right. I mean, we're on the 10th, 11th of January, and
Yeah.
we have seen those sales ramping up. And
Sure.
traditionally, January is busy, but it gets busier and busier. Now, the training that you ran, we estimate about half the room were for people who joined our business during the pandemic, which might shock a lot of people because they probably think, well, who would be starting a travel franchise right now? But actually, they've not only just started their business, they've been doing phenomenally well. We've got money back challenge winners in the room and everything.
Sure.
So one of the other really cool things that you did on the day was you brought a number of people up on stage to share their stories, didn't you? Faces and names which probably haven't been seen before within our business because we've obviously not had the opportunity to sort of do these things. So let's talk about that for a few minutes, share some insights as to the people you spoke to and what we learned.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were some great stories from the field, and everyone was quite open and honest about their stories. We've had people that had come into the business part-time in the pandemic, but even in that time had done so well in sales that they'd been able to give up their other job. We had people that were working, till midnight, really working hard to develop their business through the pandemic. So many different stories of people that were trying many different things from a marketing point of view. But one of the biggest things was working very closely with their customers to reassure them, to make sure that their customers had everything they needed to travel and that it was easy. I think it was more sort of holding customers' hands. And I remember there was one phrase from somebody that said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gone on holiday. So, but yeah, many different stories from the field about how people have worked really hard to help their customers and had an amazing year.
So one of those stories, I might be wrong with the names, was Amy, who was telling a story. She was part-time in the business, got kids, and was also renovating a house and has gone on to achieve a money-back challenge.
Well, there was more than that, Steve. Yes, Amy, first of all, she had a part-time job when she came to the travel franchise. Not that long ago, actually. You're right, 2 children. Then they were renovating a house. So they had to actually move out of their house and she was working till 11, 12 at night because she was so passionate about giving up her part-time job, which she's now done, by the way. So she has achieved a money-back challenge in that time. And very, very soon, if not already, she'll achieve her first £1 million, Steve, in sales, which considering what she's been through. And now she said that I'm now doing something I love, and that was fantastic. One of the best stories of the day.
And I guess the takeaway from, because I love listening to those stories, and I didn't know what anyone was going to say, so that was great. And the big takeaway from me was there's really no reason anybody can't do this. Because if someone like Amy can do that with all those
Yeah,
challenges in her life in terms of
yeah,
time constraints and everything,
yeah.
why can't anybody else do it?
Yeah, it's what I was saying earlier. Really, it's very clear about setting your objective and then working out what the journey is to reach that goal. You know, and the business owners have partnership managers and coaches and mentors that really support and help them achieve those goals. You know, really acting like a sounding board. So once you've set that clear objective, break it down into achievable sort of what I call sort of small sprints through the year, and just set, review, action, and as long as you know what you want to achieve, it's achievable, Steve. You know.
Brilliant. Well, awesome, Dave. Thank you very much for that. I know we packed a
Okay.
lot more in, and that makes it sound really quick,
Yeah.
but that's just a great snapshot of what we covered. So, thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks, Steve.
I love hearing those stories of success. There were so many we shared with the audience over the weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. Sort of made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. It was really, really motivational, and it's great to hear so many people being successful, even during a pandemic, and even part time in the business. Especially those going on to achieve the money back challenge, where they get 100% of their investment back within a year. And if you'd like to know more about that, talk to Paul, book a call with him, or message him. Check out the website www.thetravelfranchise.com, and we'd love to share more about that with you because that's unique to the travel franchise. Still to come, we're going to meet up with Marcus, who's one of our fantastic new people joining the business. We're also going to talk to our brand new head of operations and experience, and we're going to talk about a brand new holiday that you could be joining us on if you're interested. So that's still to come. So let's catch up with Marcus, who is one of the brilliant new people joining the business. So it was a big day on Saturday for many, many reasons, not least because we introduced everybody to our latest hire. I guess that's the right word. I'm trying to think of a football term then, but our latest signing, and that is the amazing Marcus. So Marcus, welcome to this video.
Amazing, thank you. That's an adjective I'm not sure I've had describing me before, but thank you.
So it was your I'm going to explain your role in a moment, but you are week one into the business, and we put you on stage in front of hundreds of our travel consultants for the very first time. What was the day like for you? The whole weekend, I should say.
Well, the whole weekend was amazing. The buzz of coming onto the stage was really exciting. There was a lot of nervousness. My heart was going. I didn't know how I was going to be accepted as an outsider, which I'm sure we'll come on to. But there was such a lot of warmth in the room, and then later on in the day, I met all these travel consultants, and they're just so passionate about travel and how such a lovely industry. And I was saying to some other people as well later on in the day, and also this morning, I've still got a buzz from it, and I'm quite emotional about it. Really, is just like, why is it taking me so long to come into travel, and also to find such a great business where everyone is their own business owner, so they're invested and they're passionate, and there's an authenticity about what they do, and that naturally makes them good salespeople. They don't necessarily need to be that sort of real, closing deals. They have to. They will do that naturally just by being enthusiastic and just being good, authentic people who are passionate about travel. So I'm so excited about it. It was a really good couple of days. Got to speak to a lot of people, chewing my ear off in good, positive ways, giving me some ideas to think about, taking it all with a pinch of salt at the moment, because I obviously need to just double check those hypotheses somewhat, and come through with my sort of potential diagnosis in due course about what I might do. But things are really great at the moment. So, I don't want to be rocking too many boats.
So we haven't explained what you're doing yet, so let's touch on that. So you said there about how the people you met make great salespeople, yet I started the whole session by asking everyone to put their hands up if they considered themselves a salesperson. And the hundreds of people in the room, very, very few people did, which was interesting. And that is probably because people don't join our business because they have a passion for sales. They have, as you said, a passion for holidays and travel and that excitement. So yet we are a sales organization by default. We don't get paid unless people go on holiday. So we have brought you in, Marcus, as I'll use two titles: our head of sales, but as we've seen, people don't like to be seen as salespeople. They don't want to be seen to be twisting people's arms behind their back to get them to buy something. So your official title is our Chief Revenue Officer. So what does that mean? Let's start there.
Well, what that means is everything to do with revenue that comes into NJT and all of its franchisees, business owners, our business partners, I'm interested in. I want to try and influence that. Things that I could do, understanding metrics, looking for trends, looking for opportunities in the industry. Met some really exciting trade partners for the first time over the weekend, and we had some really great conversations about how we might be able to just make some tweaks and changes and offers, and just get that momentum and build some optimization into the sales engine. Because I was fascinated by that, the lack of show of hands, I guess, in salespeople, and that didn't bother me at all because I knew where that was coming from. There's a natural sense of customer centricity that comes from running your own business. You care about those individuals. You're passionate about travel, and I think we are in the age of authenticity now. Gone are the days of sales of being a dirty word. It is about, if you're being yourself and representing your business well and the NJT brand well, and we know that the supplier network is fantastic, and we know there are some challenges around systems and things, but that's, we're hamstrung by the industry a little bit. We've got our own changes we want to make, and some other exciting announcements, which I'm sure you'll make elsewhere in other videos. But there's such enthusiasm and authenticity for people that they will just be able to just sell more, and we just need to be able to take the noise away and give them more of the tools they need to sales and market their own business.
So basically, you've coming into the business to really help our franchisees, our travel consultants, increase their income. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I'm the officer in charge of the revenue.
So I've looked around. I haven't seen any other organisations with anyone in that sort of very specific role, which is fantastic for us and fantastic for our teams. Now, part of your remit is to really get under the bonnet, look at ways to do that, I guess. So what can we expect to see over the coming months in the business now that you're on board?
Well, the coming months is, and I mentioned this at the conference, is I don't quite know what I'm going to be doing yet, because for me is, and maybe you'll ask me some questions about my career and so on. So what I've done previously doesn't necessarily mean that what was successful there will work in this organization or indeed in this industry. So I really need to take some time to just reflect, ask questions, listen, and just run through and get to know a little bit about how the business thinks, how the industry thinks and feels, and then how can we plan for and then enable and then have ongoing development for improving those revenues. And that is about, how can we attract more customers? How can we win more customers? How can we then monetize those customers on an ongoing basis? And then how do we maintain those customers and keep them coming back? And that's about retention. How do we retain those within our ecosystem, within the individual developments? And then, the dirty word is, how can we win back some customers who've gone elsewhere? And that's really, really keen about, and you've some exciting things that you've announced elsewhere around the marketing. The sales and marketing will be totally aligned in what we do. So we'll be doing lots of tools pushing out to how you can get those, attract, win, monetize, maintain, retain, and develop and win back those customers.
Brilliant. So we're already an organisation with what we believe to be the best support, the best partnership managers, or what other people might call business development managers. We've got the great corporate team, and we're already well known in the industry for incredible sales. So this is really just making it even better. But you touched on it there earlier. Just give us a bit of background to yourself. Where have you come from? What's your history? Because it's such a compelling reason as to why we've brought you into the business.
Oh, that's very generous of you to say. So the last few years, I've been running my own consulting and executive coach business. So I've been coaching smaller businesses, running my own small business. So I understand some of the challenges around that and generating leads and converting them, the time it takes. And then I've also been coaching and mentoring and developing smaller businesses into generating revenue for themselves. But I've also been doing some senior leadership development coaching as well, where I've been coaching people within the senior leadership team at eBay Motors, for example. And then I've also been helping a lot of really good professional startups into getting to first stage profitability and also into first round of funding. And most notably, I've been doing that in the workplace wellbeing sector, which is a huge passion for me, because I think once you've got in the workplace, and certainly the last few years when we've seen the pandemic that we've had, that workplace health is so important, and it's the responsibility of the employer and the peer groups as well as the individuals to make sure they're looking after their own health and well-being, and from that makes a happy, productive person. So that's not to be that we should be people should be healthy just because we can make more money, but ultimately they will naturally make more money for themselves and be happier and more fulfilled in life if they focus on their well-being. But that's just a passion piece for me on the sideline. Then I've been doing stuff in social value matchmaking and also within automotive vehicle data stuff. But previously to that, my corporate career was that I was the managing director of the national sales function for Auto Trader for many years. And I left that business and I went to run the digital and property business for Trinity Mirror, and also did the similar thing for Johnston Press. So Johnston Press I was the director of property and automotive, and I think we had 40,000 customers, I think, within my remit. They run business regional newspapers like the Scotsman and the Yorkshire Post. And then when I was at Trinity Mirror, when I ran the digital property division, they're now called Reach, but they run the Mirror newspaper and the Manchester Evening News. And I sold that business on their behalf. I was part of the team that sold that business onto a guy called Alex Chesterman, who's a serial entrepreneur. He set up Love Film and sold that to Amazon Prime, which effectively is now your Prime Video service. But he also set up Zupa Property Group, which is a well-known brand, and also now is behind Carzoo. So, and that was a real great experience for me to go through that. And then I guess professionally, qualification-wise, because that matters to some people, I've done a lot of stuff at Henley Business School, and I've got different diplomas in personal performance coaching, executive performance coaching, small business coaching, corporate coaching, neuro-linguistical programming. So theoretically, I should know what I'm doing, Steve.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure everyone else is as well. So you've got a great history there, some massive brands that people would be familiar with, and the fact that you've also developed your own small business and helped other small businesses as well is key to part of the decision as to why we've chosen to work with you, Marcus, because it's they're the people you're going to be working alongside, isn't it? Which is obviously your passion.
Yeah, absolutely. And all for me is I want to be able to help people plan for their own development, enable that development, and give that ongoing support and development, and then accelerate everyone's performance. I think what's really important for me here, and I'm not sure I mentioned this at the weekend, but although performance is really important to me, it's improvement in the areas that they want to improve in is what matters to me, because that's what will help them be the best they can be in life that they want and achieve more than they want to do. And that ultimately will just mean they're more successful, assuming they're committed to the travel industry.
Brilliant. I could carry on talking to you for a long time because there's so many great things we want to share with people. But thank you for your time today and hopping on here. Looking forward to working with you and sharing with everyone else some of the things in the future. So thank you very much, Marcus.
Thanks, Steve. I'm really excited.
Amazing. I love hearing about the new people joining the business, all part of our extra £1 million of investment we're making into bringing in new high quality talent into the business to help our travel consultants grow their businesses. Still to come, we're going to meet our new head of operations and experience. Plus, I want to tell you about our new ski holiday. So if you are a skier, a snowboarder, love the concept of snow, or just want to get away and learn or head off to wintry destinations, you don't have to be a skier or snowboarder. Maybe you've never done it before, but would love to give it a go. On stage on Saturday, we actually announced our next ski trip. We have an annual ski trip, and it's always proved very, very popular. One of the many trips that we put on as internal sort of fun things for all of our travel consultants. So if you'd like to join us on that, there's still a chance. And it's basically an amazing ski holiday heading off to Aspen in Colorado, one of the most amazing destinations in the world to go skiing. And it's actually one of those great things about working in travel. You get to experience these things at a fraction of a price of doing it if you're a consumer. I can tell you that this particular holiday to Aspen is £1,000 or about £1,000 cheaper less expensive, I should probably say, than you would get if you booked direct. Now, that's because of all the extras that we're including, all the great things, and because we get to work in travel, and the travel industry loves people who work in travel, because you get to go away and experience it, and you're more likely to sell it. One of the great perks of working in travel. So if you'd like to learn more about this amazing ski trip to Aspen, maybe you'd like to join us on it, reach out to us, let us know, and we'll be happy to tell you all about it. Right, now let's catch up with Laura, who is another great joiner, acquisition for the business, because she is our new head of experience and operations, and that's a really, really important part of anyone joining the business, because it's all about creating that wow factor for your customers. So let's catch up with Laura. So one of the things we spoke about a lot on Saturday was the investment we're making into the business. On top of what we're already doing, we've committed an extra £1 million to bring even more great talent into the business. And one of the most important areas of the business is the operational side. That's the side where we look after your bookings, make sure the customers get the very best in terms of paperwork, support, ticketing, that type of thing. So in order to do that, we have gone out to the wider world, and we've sought out the very, very best person to help head up our growing team of operational support team members. So I'm very pleased to bring on camera that person, who is Laura. So hi, Laura.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
So you were joining us live on Saturday in front of our travel consultants. How was that experience for you?
Very nerve-wracking to start with, to be in front of so many people, but also an absolutely brilliant experience to meet so many fantastic people, get their feedback, and really get across the message of the great things that we're going to be doing in the future.
Brilliant. And let's talk about your background first. So we'll talk more about the role that you're sort of doing for us in a moment. But one of the things we're keen to do is bring someone in from the travel industry. So let's talk about your background, where you sort of come from, and how that has context for what you're going to be doing.
Yep, so I've got 15 years experience in the travel industry and over 25 years experience, a lot of years experience in customer services. My most recent operational side, I was the head of customer experience at Destinology. So we were high-end. We only touch 4- and 5-star luxury holidays. So very high-end, high volumes, demanding clients, demanding sales teams, a lot of bespoke packages, and so a lot of stuff there. So I've worked through the operational side. So I've done on-the-ground operations and working right the way through to managing big teams. And as I say, lots of demanding sales teams as well.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully we're not too demanding, but I guess that sort of the demanding nature of those high-end customers and the support team, it is akin to what you're experiencing here, because you're working with hundreds and hundreds of self-employed, massively motivated travel consultants who want the very best for their customers, don't they?
Absolutely. And it's great to see and to work with those guys who have got that, that hunger as well, and want to provide that excellent service, which is what we want to deliver.
So your role with us is not just head of operations, but head of experience, which is all about creating those wow moments for customers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The additional extras, everybody wants to have good customer services. Nobody wants to have a bad service. But what we want to go is over and above, and not just to give a good customer service. We want to give an excellent customer service, provide that wow factor, in order for those clients to know that when they come to us and to our companies, that we are giving the very best that they wouldn't get elsewhere from normal tour operators.
And I guess our role is a little bit different to some travel companies, is in that once somebody's done a booking, it's handed off to the operations team, and you're responsible for pretty much everything up until that point that customer comes back from holiday. So those moments of wow were really important to, I guess, making sure the customer wants to come back and book again, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's 100% key. We want to make sure all of our processes are as streamlined as possible, that communication between the operations team and the travel consultant is as seamless as possible. So in order that they can provide exactly that same service down to their customers as well.
And what do you think our travel consultants might be seeing from the operations and experience team over the coming months? Some of the things which you might be implementing or looking to do?
Yeah, so at the moment we're looking at a lot of our processes and our procedures and how we deal with things. We'll be looking at doing a lot of training with our staff, introducing some service level agreements. We're also going to be looking through some improved call services, and just changing a few of our systems that you will see in later calls with Steve. A lot of our processes are going to be reviewed and will be changed in the coming times.
And I guess the thing to stress there is we're reviewing and improving because we have this continual never-ending improvement strategy, but this is on top of an already award-winning sort of business. We are Home Working Agents of the Year 5 years in a row, so it's not to say anything's broken. We just want to make it even better.
Absolutely, it's all about improvement and growth as well.
One of the very little things we showed on Saturday, for example, was as everyone arrived at the conference, that wasn't really a conference, we gave everyone a welcome pack, which was in one of our fantastic new envelopes that we send out our clients' paperwork in when we do send it. We try and do as much as we can electronically, but we've introduced these real wow factor envelopes, haven't we, which are biodegradable, look awesome, and give you that wow factor the moment it arrives in the post.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, those little added extras that people don't get elsewhere.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Laura, for joining us on the call today, and looking forward to working with you and catch up with you soon.
Brilliant. Exciting future for everybody. Thank you.
Thanks. Now, brilliant addition to the business. Laura is a great asset, and it's just one of the many people joining the business right now to really strengthen our position in the industry, if you like. We're already been voted Home Working Agency of the Year 5 years in a row, which is testament to just how good the team is and how great the business is. But we won't stop there. We'll continue to keep improving and improving. Now, I should tell you about the Sunday. So Sunday as well. Saturday, we had lots of announcements on stage. Sunday was all about our trade partners, the relationships we have with our operators, the sort of people who provide the holidays. So we had a mini exhibition. I say mini. 40 of our great trade partners joined us. When we have our annual conference, it's even bigger, even better. But 40 of our trade partners joined us to get to know our franchisees, our travel consultants, and share with them the latest developments in their businesses. Lots of giveaways, lots of freebies, lots of brochures handing out, and lots of opportunity to learn even more about the products and engage with operators and build those relationships, which is really important. So it's a big part of what we do, and we always make sure that you have access to the suppliers. I know that's not always the case with other groups, but we were big believers in making sure that you can talk to, communicate, and interact with our trade partners, because it is really important, because they're the ones helping to look after your customers as well. So that was a big part of the day. And of course, I probably should mention that there was a few sore heads on Sunday morning as we had a fantastic party. Saturday night, we laid on a meal. It was actually a sort of a belated Christmas meal, if you like, Christmas party, and we opened up the bar for a free bar in order to celebrate the start of a new year and a fantastic start to the year in terms of holiday sales as well. We've seen sales skyrocket since the start of the year, which is absolutely fantastic. So we put on a celebration. Everyone had a lot of fun. A few late nights, a few sore heads, like I said, but it was absolutely fantastic. So if you'd love to be a part of it, if you'd love to know more, we'd like to share more with you. So thank you very much for watching this video and this Facebook Live, because it has been great to have you along. Thank you for everyone who's commented and liked. If you have liked it, then please do feel free to click that like button again. That just lets us know you stayed till the end and you enjoyed watching it. Would love to see that. Just click the like button, let us know. Now, if you'd like to know even more about the franchise and the travel franchise opportunity, you can find out loads more information by heading over to the website www.thetravelfranchise.com. Click on the button to enter the Discovery Centre, and you can find out even more. Lots of videos. You can watch it free of charge. Just head on in there, and we don't chase you. It's a very sort of laid back approach to finding out information at your own pace. Lots of great video content. Take the tour, find out as you'd like. You can dip in and dip out as you go. And then if you'd like to know more, you can message us, you can email us, or you can book a call. You can use the live chat facility on the website as well and find out more about the business. We'd love to talk to you. It's a very non-pressured way of finding out more if you'd like to. Great. Thank you for joining me today and everyone else on the call. Remember, head on over to thetravelfranchise.com if you'd like to know more, and we'd love to share it with you. Thank you. Have a great day, and hopefully I might see you on training very soon.